Everyone, Kelly Shaffner here. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad that you showed up. Today's video is going to be a what sold video for May 2021, and you guys seem to like these videos, so I thought I would make one real quick. It's just a snapshot of my sales, and I really wanted to highlight the items that sold very quickly for me. And of course, as always, I am going to share with you some items that I'm so glad to see them leave. They're probably bad buys, but I want to share them with you because you know what? They eventually did sell, and I'm really excited about that. So I have a question for you before we get rolling. Are you experiencing summer slowdown? And that's the question that I ask myself, because in the month of May, I only sold 163 items on Poshmark. That is down about 25% from April 2021. But this is the question. Is it summer slowdown? Or is it Kelly slowdown? I really try not to make excuses for myself. I really want to hold myself accountable and be honest with myself about my business. And I'm going to be honest with you as well. Yes, Kelly did slow down. I did slow down in the month of May, and there's reasons for it. The first week in May, this is the reason I did not make an April what sold video. My husband had a week's vacation, and we spent some time together. We did do a little thrifting. My husband went to the Goodwill outlet bins with me. That was so much fun. But we also spent some time doing some spring cleaning at our house, and we're also doing some pretty big projects at my mother's house, and those projects involve construction crews, and someone has to be there to kind of supervise. So that's something that needed to be done, and that's actually my primary purpose for being back in New Mexico. So yeah, that comes first before my little business. And also the third week in May, my husband took another week off. It was his birthday, and we spent time with family and friends, and I was continuing to list, but guys, the bare minimum. And with that type of effort, if you give half effort, you get half results. If you give full effort, you get full results. So that's kind of what happened. I just want to be really transparent with you that this is why I am pleased that I was able to sell 163 items in the month of May. Now, some good things did happen in May. My average sale price actually went up. It is almost $29, just a few pennies short of $29. So that is a big jump for me, almost $3 jump from April and March. So that was good. Now here's something that I found interesting. I listed 151 items in May 2021, and I sold 163 items on Poshmark in May 2021. Now that kind of blew my mind. Let me take you back to April. I told you I didn't make a video in April, but in April, I listed 203 items on my Poshmark, and I sold 200. So those numbers are so very close, and it makes me kind of wonder, what if I was to list 300 items in June? Could I sell close to 300 items in June, even with summer slowdown? I don't know, but I certainly think it's an experiment that I would like to try. Now, I am still involved in construction projects at my mother's house, so I don't know if it would be possible, but that's kind of the goal that I'm setting for myself right now. Now, you guys know I always talk about categories, what categories were the best sellers for me, and guess who made it to number one this time? Shoes. I sold 53 pairs of shoes in May. I sold 48 tops, and tops has always been my top category, but shoes are taking top's place. Coming in third place was dresses. I sold 19 dresses. Fourth place is shorts. I sold 11 pairs of shorts. That's a good number. I'm happy with that number. I have been consistently adding shorts when I find them at the thrift. Tell you what, that number is actually down. I sold more shorts in the month of March. So that's good information for me, because next year, come February, that's the time I need to start listing my shorts, because I know people start shopping for shorts in March. That was great information. Now let's go to fifth place. There's a tie for fifth place. I sold 8 handbags and I sold 8 jackets. So Okay, jackets are still selling, handbags pretty consistently. I don't list a lot of handbags. I don't find great handbags in my area, but I was happy to sell the handbags that I did. I sold a lot of lower end handbags and unbranded handbags in May, so thumbs up for that. I only sold 5 pairs of jeans. I have been consistently listing jeans, but I do think that people are shopping for lighter weight clothing. I will continue to list jeans. They do sell all year round for me. I sold 4 pieces of swimwear. Again, March was the month for swimwear. I sold a whole lot more swimwear in March than I did in May. I sold 3 pieces of sleepwear. I sold 2 pairs of pants. I sold 1 belt and 1 skirt. That, I think, covers everything that I sold in my Poshmark Closet for the month of May. I also like to break it down into the money, where the majority of my sales come from. And this is not a surprise. The majority of my sales, 87 to be exact, fell in the $20 or under. So yeah, 87. Now, between 21 and 40, I sold 62 items in that range. And then for $41 and over, I sold 14. So the majority of my sales are just bread and butter items, guys. But May was a great month as far as quick flips went. And I want to share with you very first some items that never even got hauled because they sold as soon as I listed them. And the first one I want to share with you was some shapewear. This was a compression. It was called Flex Own It, I believe. And it was a full body shapewear. The size was large. It was in really good condition. I found it at the bins. It sold almost immediately within 24 hours for $20. I was happy with that sale. I know shapewear can sell for a lot more, but this was a brand I was not familiar with, maybe perhaps a boutique brand. But anyway, I was happy with that $20 sale. The next piece that sold very quickly, and it was a surprising sale. It was an Anthropologie Postmark mixed material top, and this one was a knit, a striped knit on the top, and then it looked like a layering top. It had a ditzy floral button front top look. I mean, you're looking at the pictures, and that sold very quickly in less than 24 hours for $20. Next up was a really cute Free People top. It was called the Violet Hill, if I'm not mistaken. Now this top, I'm not sure. I called it a tunic dress. It was 32 inches in length. It was kind of confusing. I found stock photos of it as a mini dress and also as a tunic. I got this listed, and guys, I don't have the best luck with Free People. Sometimes it sticks around in my closet and I have to sell it at a discounted rate, but I was so lucky with this particular tunic dress. It sold for $58 in less than 24 hours. The final piece that I did not feature in any of my videos was a white eyelet top by Desigal, and this sold for $20. It was a size medium, and this was a tough one. I couldn't find a stock photo, and it was a tough one to describe. I did describe it as a peplum top, but it was like a layered look top. It was very cute, in great condition, and it sold for $20, so I was happy with that sale as well. Guys, I have a really long list here of items that sold very quickly. I'd love to share every single piece with you. I'm going to do my best to go quickly through this. I sold some fit flop. They were called the Super Ballerina flats, and I sold those for $25. They sold rapidly. Oh, you guys, that really beautiful Free People wisteria dress that I found in Albuquerque. Now, my cost of goods in Albuquerque, I averaged that entire haul together, and that brought everything to $5.98, but I sold that dress for $80, and I stood firm. I had so much attention on that dress, but I stood firm. I wanted to get $80 out of that dress. I knew it was rare, and it did sell for $80. It took a few weeks to sell, but I'm okay with that. My higher priced items always take a little bit longer to sell. The Harley Davidson, the windbreaker, that popover windbreaker, that was the men's. I seldom pick up men's, but I sold that very quickly for $31. I don't know what Harley is good and what Harley is bad. I did pick up another Harley piece at a garage sale this past weekend. I'll share that with you in an upcoming video. It is not listed yet, but yeah, I was happy about that windbreaker. I got that at the bins. Oh, my Albuquerque trip. Speaking of my Albuquerque trip, if you watched that haul, you know that the very first thing I found on that trip was a pair of Eileen Fisher Milo Oxford shoes. They were in beautiful condition, and those shoes sold in about 2 weeks for $60. I'll take it. They were gorgeous shoes. Let's just stick with Albuquerque because everything cost me $5.98 in Albuquerque, and I was able to sell that vintage Maria Kim cheetah leopard, that big cat applique tie-dye shoulder pad top. It sold for $20, which I was happy with. I mean, I was kind of taking a gamble on it. I really don't know my vintage. I just knew it was kind of cool and that someone was going to enjoy it. And also from Albuquerque, you might remember that orange mauve beaded top. There was beads, there was lace. It was a 2-piece set. It was new with tags, but once I got it home, I realized that the tags had been removed and then they had been safety pinned onto the tag. That top, I wanted to keep it for myself, but that top sold for my full asking price of $50. So I'm really glad that I did sell it because that top was a big help in recouping my initial investment. Do I have any more Albuquerque here? All right, let's move on to some other sales that were not purchased in Albuquerque. Next up is a pair of sandals I picked up at the bins. These are Tory Burch. I went to the bins and this was the first thing I found at the bins. These are the Thora Thong sandals. They're a really nice sandal, and I've sold them before, but both times I've sold them, they've been very, very beat up. Now, I picked them up at the bins for $1 because I had experience selling beat up Tory Burch shoes before. I don't know why people buy them. Perhaps they're buying them for the hardware, or maybe they know how to restore them. I did not restore these shoes. I did clean them with a leather cleaner, and you're looking at the picture. This is as good as it gets. Those sold for $30. That's why I picked them up. That's a nice return on my $1 investment. So I will continue to pick these up every time I see them. I did receive a comment. Someone said, why would you pick up something that is so badly damaged? And that's the reason why, because I am able to flip it and receive good reviews from the people that are able to get these at a discounted rate. So that is why I do it. And I also want to address a pair of Birkenstocks that I picked up at a garage sale for $1. And I had confidence that I would be able to sell those Birkenstocks. I think that weekend I spent $17, if I'm not mistaken, $17 or $18 on my entire haul. And that included some things that my husband kept for himself. I sold these Birkenstocks, the Papillo Tabora sandals. Again, I did very little work on these. I do clean them off as best I can. I do use a leather cleaner just to kind of condition them. And I was able to sell these in just a couple days for $35. So it did not triple my money on that original investment, but I'm very happy with a $35 sale on them. And guys, make sure that you are subscribed because I have some great garage sale items to share with you coming up very soon. Subscribe and tap that bell so you'll get a notification when my next haul video comes up. But here's another pair of shoes I was able to sell that I picked up that same weekend at a garage sale. These were the Crocs. These were the Lee. They were a black wedge sandal, and these sold for $32, again, very quickly. The next 3 pairs of sandals are all sandals I picked up at the bins. I paid $1 for them. I was focused that day on summer, but you know what? You don't always get summer when you're at the bins. You get what you get, but I did find 3 pairs of black sandals. So I was happy to add those to my closet, and all 3 pairs sold in less than a week. The first one that sold were these Louis at Sea sandals. They sold for $20. Again, $1 into 20. I'll take it all day long. The next pair were a pair of Vince Camuto black leather thong sandals, and these sold for $20. I got a terrible review on these sandals. The buyer said that they were very uncomfortable. I feel horrible that the sandals were uncomfortable, but I get it. I don't wear thong sandals myself. I don't know. They were in good shape, but sometimes you just get a bad review, and moving right along. The last pair was a pair of Jessica Simpson. These were vegan leather. They were a thong T-strap sandal, and they had studs on them. These sold in a bundle, and considering that bundle price, these sold for $18 in that bundle. So you know what? Now, I personally prefer a brighter colored sandal, even shoe. I don't like to wear a lot of black shoes, but guys, I am going to keep my eyes peeled for black summer sandals because these sold so quickly. And the final quick flips that I'll talk about today are Hoka tennis shoes. I featured these tennis shoes in a recent video. It was a shoe haul video, and both pairs that sold very quickly came from my local thrift. I did a bins shoe haul and a local thrift combined, and both pairs came from my local thrift where I actually paid $3 per pair for these Hokas. The first pair to sell were the men's. These were a size 10.5 men's Hoka 1-1, Clifton 5, I believe. They were in excellent shape. I was so happy to find those, and those sold for $45, and that was an offer to me that I did accept. And yeah, the buyer left the nicest love note, which I was actually surprised because I found that not a lot of men leave love notes, but he was very happy with his purchase. And the final pair of Hokas to sell was also relatively new. They were in great condition. They were also a Hoka 1-1, Clifton 5. Maybe it was husband and wife that both tried those shoes. That's what I think. You guys know I'm always trying to imagine who owned these clothes, and they're always super cool people that do super cool things. The women's Clifton 5 sold for my full asking price of $85. So happy, guys. Always be on the lookout for Hokas. They sell very quickly. That final pair of Hokas that I picked up, the ones I got at the bins, they were not in great shape, and I did price them high because comps said that I could actually price them higher. They're not getting a lot of attention. So even though the comps say I can get more, I will probably lower my price on those if they don't sell in the next couple weeks. Before I move into my cartwheel sales, my happy dancing sales, the ones I'm so glad to have out of my house, I want to talk to you about my cost of goods because my cost of goods was phenomenal for me in the month of May. I spent $343.22 on all of the inventory that I purchased in the month of May. So that was phenomenal because my cost of goods was so low. I was able to continue to be profitable, even though I didn't work quite as hard in the month of May. So that's a thumbs up. I want to talk to you about where I spent my money. The inventory that I purchased, I spent $26 at 2 different garage sales. I spent $69.22 on 2 different bins trips. I spent $45 on a ThredUp denim rescue box, and normally that box is $65. I did have some credit with ThredUp, so I used that credit and I purchased a box for $45. I went to my local thrift store and spent $67 there, and I also spent $96 on a Goodwill haul that you have not seen yet. But yeah, that total is $343.22. Not everything is listed. That Goodwill haul is not listed, and the second garage sale is not yet listed. So I still have items purchased in May that will be listed in June. So I wanted to give you that information as well. And something I always forget until somewhere in the middle of the video, I sold 9 bundles. Guys, I am not actively trying to sell bundles. I've heard a lot of people talk about creating bundles with likes and stuff like that. I have not found that is a good use of my time, so I don't do it. But I still got 9 bundle sales, and I'm happy with that. Okay, now my cartwheel sales. I'm going to be looking down, guys. I have a big list of cartwheel sales, and the first one, these are all items I'm so pleased that they have found a new home. When I purchased these, I thought that I could sell them. Some of these were donations that people gave to me. And yeah, they all ended up in my Poshmark closet. I don't remove anything. I have the space to store my inventory. So I'm really glad that these found a new home. The first one was an Anne Klein linen blazer. This was perhaps a little dated. I bought this for myself at the thrift store even before I started reselling. I thought it was super cute. It didn't fit me any longer. I listed this 2 years ago and it finally sold for $12, guys. I was happy dancing over that sale, and there's more like that. This next one, I love blazers, guys, and this was a blazer by the brand Attention. It was a brown blazer. It was in perfect condition, but it had been listed for over 2 years. This sold for $15. so happy to see it find a new home. Next up is a Calvin Klein top. It was an ombre keyhole front, like new. In fact, it was probably brand new without tags, but I just sold it as excellent used condition. This took 2 years to sell. I got this in a liquidation wholesale box. Never again. It was unmanifested, and I got lots of Calvin Klein and whatnot. Now, my cost of goods was very low, but there was not a lot of desire for the items that I purchased from that box. I was happy to get $17 for that top. Like I said, it was lovely. There just wasn't a lot of interest on it. Next up is a pair of denim that I did receive as a donation. The brand was ZKO Denim, and they were a juniors brand. I don't remember what size they were. They were really cute denim, and guys, I got this when my thrift stores were shut down. I received this as a donation. I was so happy to get it. I listed it, and yay, it sold. It had the Florida bee on the pockets, which I know can be, sought after design on the pocket, so I was very happy to see those sell for $20. Next up is a skirt that I found at the bins. This was Lafayette 148. It was a plus size skirt. It was absolutely stunning. It was purple. It had sequins and embroidery on it. I thought that was going to be a very quick flip. I did price it high in the beginning, and I kept lowering the price. I did receive an offer of $30 on this skirt, and I was so happy that it gets to go to a new owner because it's absolutely beautiful. This skirt deserves to be worn, so I did accept a $30 offer. The final sale that I'll share with you today that you just made me so very happy was this pair of shoes. This was a mule, very, very lightweight, almost like a flip-flop, and very ornate slide gold with some embellishments. I don't quite even remember them, guys. I got these 2 years ago at an estate sale, and I was a new reseller, and I went to this estate sale, and this woman, oh, I wish I had known her. She had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of shoes, and they were all my size. So I didn't hold back. I bought so many shoes at $3 per pair, and I was able to sell all of them except this one pair, the Montego Bay. And I thought they reminded me of a shoe that you might find at a resort in the gift shop, you know what I'm saying? But I kept them in my inventory because that's what I do. And I did have a buyer reach out to me, and she said, "Are these shoes still available?" I said, "Yes, they are." She then turned around and purchased them at my full asking price of $15. So score on that. I would have gone lower if she had liked the item. She did write a beautiful love note, and she loved the shoes, and she said that she was wearing the shoes to her wedding. And that made me so happy. I really enjoy knowing that the clothes that I have rescued have gone on to an owner that really appreciates and loves them and is going to use them and have a ball wearing them. So guys, there's a lot more. If you want all the information on all my sales, you can go to my Poshmark Closet. It is always linked in the description box below. But yeah, I will be back. Guys, I have some hauls to share with you. If you enjoy a good thrift haul, please subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And I will see you very soon in the next video. Blessings.